We have finally made it to the end of the NFL season, and it's Super Bowl week. So why not get in on the action at the DraftKings Sportsbook? You guys know that at DCTV, we love the DraftKings Sportsbook. And at DCTV, we love giving you guys bonus bets. So bet only $5 or more and get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you're watching the Super Bowl with the DraftKings Sportsbook. So all new customers, get in on the action. Use my promo code DCTV. Bet only $5 or more and get $200 in bonus bets instantly at the DraftKings Sportsbook, where the crown is yours.
I'm experienced.
What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of 3 Rounds. Look, I know it's been a little bit, but we're back, baby. It's been a long, hard training camp. I've been working hard. I've been getting pro. You know how all the fighters always say, it's the most important fight of my life? Most important fight of my life is today. And I've been training that way. The time's arrived, baby. Let's go.
I'm gonna show you how I'm experienced.
Round 1. So, is Logan Paul fighting Jake Paul? No, guys. No, they're not. They're not fighting. But if you are to watch what you saw yesterday, the Paul brothers, once again, found a way to get the world up in arms because they announced something yesterday, right? And with the announcement, it said, this is the moment that you've been waiting for 10 years, right? That's what it said on the announcement, which looked like a fight poster. I swear to God, when I got it from Luis, and Luis fell for it. I had guys, Luis fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. His text verbatim was, "Oh my God, are you serious?" This dude is a mark. The Paul brothers got Luis' ass, and he's in my chat already. Fooled. Had him fooled. He's like, oh my God, is this happening? It looked like a fight poster, but it wasn't, right? The one thing about the Paul brothers, though, is that they do know how to make an impact. They do know how to get people talking. And that's exactly what that fight poster did. Because make no mistake about it, guys, it was a fight poster. You have two guys, one on the left, one on the right, facing off. They're edited. They're highlighted. Everything looks like a fight poster, right? They know what they're doing. They know how to get you talking. They know how to make an impact. But according to Mike Coppinger from ESPN, this ain't a fight, guys. This ain't a fight. What they did, though, is they made you believe it was a fight, right? They gave you the two fighters. They gave you where you could stream it, HBO Max, or just Max now. But that's not the case. Mike Coppinger said sources close to the thing told him it's a reality show. It's a reality show. It's smart. You know, they tricked a lot of people and they got people talking because they know, the Paul brothers know that if they say, we're going to fight each other, not many people believe that two brothers would go into a boxing ring unless it's Jake and Logan Paul, because they have shown time and time again that they aren't above anything that can draw attention. They aren't above anything that's going to make them money. They aren't above doing things to kind of draw the public in. So when they say to people, we're going to fight each other, people got excited about it. Jake the boxer, Logan, the WWE superstar, who, by the way, recently said that he's going to be being a WWE wrestler full time, right? With that being said, why did we believe that he was going to fight? He said he's going WWE. The moment the Netflix deal was announced, they did a whole little feature on Logan Paul saying, I've been doing this for a little bit. I've been part-time and I've been this good. Imagine how good I'm going to be now that I'm going to be doing this full time. Guys, it's all about staying relevant. It's all about staying relevant. And sadly, these two know how to do that. They really do. And I know at times they can be unpleasant. They can be a bit of pest, right? They can kind of get at people. And people don't like that, especially like true fight fans. They say Jake Paul is not a real boxer. Well, Jake Paul really, he's a real boxer because everything he has touched to this point has worked, right? It worked against Tyron Woodley. It worked against Anderson Silva. And it worked because of him. Because if you put Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva in a boxing match, it doesn't work. Or if you put Anderson Silva in a boxing match against Fury, I don't even know the other guy's name. I think his name is what's his name? The Fury guy. It's not Tyson. It's Tyson's brother. It doesn't work, right? It does not work without Jake Paul because he's that connective tissue that works. And both of these guys know how to make things work. And while it may be unpleasant, in most cases, it does pay dividends for the people that partner up with them and the people that take chances on the Paul brothers. So it's a reality show, not a fight. And with the Paul brothers, you would imagine a reality show could work because we are in 2025, guys. It works. I mean, guys, the Kardashians are still on.
I'm gonna show you how great I am. I'm experienced.
Round 2, Islam Makhachev and Dricus Du Plessis. Seriously. Guys, Islam Makhachev and Dricus Du Plessis are going back and forth. I know that might sound stupid because I'm talking about a lightweight and a middleweight. Why would Islam Makhachev and Dricus Du Plessis be going back and forth on anything considering that they are so far apart in weight classes? Well, one, Bilal Muhammad's the welterweight champion. So if Islam has any designs of becoming a double champion, one, Bilal has to either lose his championship or he's got to bypass that and go to Dricus Du Plessis because seemingly these guys don't want to fight each other. They've been going back and forth because Islam said that he could go to middleweight and beat the reigning champion. He says that his height allows for it to middleweight. He believes that his physical data allows for it too, meaning his size, his strength. He goes, I would just need to work with my specialists, gain muscle mass, and add a little weight. I think that I can try. As I already said at the press conference after my fight, if they offered me a fight tomorrow and say they will give me time to gain weight, I would not turn it down. I would 100% agree to fight at middleweight. I'm not saying that I have a better chance, that I can 100% finish Du Plessis, but watching his fights, watching his style, I think that I have the keys to victory. Make no mistake about it. This is him being very respectful, right? He's being respectful. He's being respectful of the idea of how big a challenge that is. Of course, the champion hears that. And he says, it's hard to really think or take it seriously right now. He goes, I've got a big fight coming up, so I didn't make anything of it. If we get to a situation where we are not at right now, he's an incredible fighter. Make no mistake about it. He was so incredibly good against Marcano. He proved once again why he's the pound-for-pound best in the world. But I don't care how good you are. He obviously trains with 185-pounders in the gym, so he knows. But he doesn't train against me. Believe me, it's not the same thing. Even on a technical level, the stand-up, his wrestling and grappling is phenomenal. But I would just overpower him. That's what I think. You know, both of these gentlemen are being respectful of each other and being respectful of the other guy. They're both being respectful of the other guy's skill set, their abilities, and how hard it would be for them to do what they're saying. But Dricus Du Plessis, it's time for us to stop doubting him. I mean, at some point, we got to respect him, right? I know it may not look as appealing to some as they want their world champions to look. But we just watched him submit Israel Adesanya. We just watched him break him down over the course of 3 rounds and get him to a point where Izzy got submitted by him, something we'd never seen before. We have seen him beat Sean Strickland. We have seen him finish Robert Whittaker. At some point, we have to respect Dricus Du Plessis. I think Islam respects him. I don't know that Islam would understand how hard it would be to fight a guy of that size. I think this guy might weigh 220 when he's not making weight. You know, Many people talk about the amount of weight that the Russians cut. And Islam cuts weight to make 155. But I don't know that even on his heaviest days, he weighs 185. Now, I'm not saying that I don't think that he can do it. I just think that it's much harder than I think anyone understands to go up 2 weight classes. Pereira did it at 185 to 205. But even the fact that we talk about him going up to heavyweight, it's kind of crazy. Now, I get he has skills, but that would be very, very tough. And I believe he can do anything. You guys know how much I respect Makhachev. And I think he can do anything that he sets his mind to. But that ask is so big. Because again, Dricus has to weigh 215, 220. Dricus could never make lightweight. Never. I don't know the last time he weighed 155. So guys, I don't know what would happen, but I do know that there are weight classes for a reason, guys. It's a tale as old as time.
I'm gonna show you how great I am. I'm experienced.
All right, guys. I think I might have broke my hand in round 1. The boys hurt. I broke my hand on a left hook, but I will fight because I fight for you. Round 3. Alex Pereira is reportedly cornering Sean Strickland for UFC 312. You know, we have this weird thing going on in mixed martial arts right now where former opponents are now training together and building these bonds with each other as they prepare for massive events. One, Israel Adesanya is fighting this weekend. He's taking on Nasruddin Imavov. And in that training camp was Robert Whittaker, a guy that Adesanya beat twice. Sean Strickland got knocked out by Alex Pereira on Alex Pereira's way to a world title, and then they started training together. And then Pereira cornered him. So that becomes a thing. We don't know what those training sessions look like, but I think what you don't understand as people on the outside is it's more than just the training. It's the bond that's built outside of the training. How much time are these guys spending together to build a relationship once they are outside of the gym? This, to me, tells me that Pereira and Strickland are building a relationship that's very strong. Why? Because we already know that Alex Pereira has a fight on the books, Las Vegas, UFC 313, right? What we do know is that Alex Pereira is going to be fighting a guy who could be his most formidable opponent because of the style. But what we also have to take into effect is that Pereira feels that his relationship with Strickland is so strong that he's willing to travel across the world to corner him. To me, it seems dangerous. To me, it seems risky for Alex to go all the way to Australia, knowing everything that goes into a training camp and how hard that travel can be on your body when you're preparing to be or continue to defend your world championship. So how strong is that bond? Right? How strong is that bond? How much does Sean Strickland now mean to Alex Pereira for him to take that risk? Because trust me, guys, it is a risk. It is a risk. When you look at Ankalaev and you look at the way those guys have been going back and forth, when you look at the fighting style or the ability, it all boils down to this. Alex Pereira could beat up Ankalaev's legs, as we saw Jan Blachowicz do, and him look like he could not stand. But Ankalaev has that ability to take him down and hold him down. He said he ain't going to do that. It, to me, would seem like a massive mistake to not do that. Or to anyone in the world that watches fighting and knows what it takes to go and get a victory. It seems like Ankalaev should use that wrestling he showed in round 4 and 5 against Jan Blachowicz to win those rounds against Alex Pereira. Hell, we saw Jan Blachowicz hold Alex Pereira down for a round and a half. And what still is his most competitive fights is going up to 205. But to add to that, the travel, different time zone, the sleep patterns and sleep schedule. It's difficult. It's difficult to add that. So to me, Sean Strickland must be one of Alex Pereira's best friends because you don't do that for just anything, anybody. Now, one thing I won't do is question Alex. I'm done. I won't question whether or not he can wrestle. I won't question any of that anymore because he has proven it time and time again that whatever he is doing is right. And it's allowed for him to become one of the greatest fighters of all time. Yes, he is one of the greatest fighters of all time in the shortest amount of time I have ever seen anyone build a legacy that is that strong or a resume that is that strong. Never seen it. I've never seen someone do what Pereira's done. And he's a free spirit. And maybe that free spirit allows for him to be as good as he's been. This dude's the man. And if he gets through this next challenge, if he gets through Ankalaev, I'm going on the record and saying that light heavyweight is going to have a Peloton problem for a really long time. And now for my final thought. The Global Fight League. Last week they held their initial draft. And if I'm being quite honest, it was one of the weirdest things that I've ever seen in my entire life. From the studio shots with people that I respect sitting at that desk, Goldberg and Robin and Caroline. But I think the thing that stood out the most to me was that before the draft was completed, as it started, if you paid attention, if you were watching closely, they showed a graphic that showed every single pick completed. So by watching, you knew who was getting drafted, when they were getting drafted, where they were going to. It was all done. It was literally all done in the first 10 minutes of the draft. You screen grab it, bang. You got it. Those are all the picks. Turn the camera. It was unreal. So when you launch something new, it's all about the first impression. And to me, that wasn't the best first impression. It was not great. And I'm a guy that's all for more MMA. I wish all those guys the best. But they've got to be better. Many of my contemporaries, the people that fought when I did, and look at me, right? I got gray hair. I don't look like a guy that's actively competing. But a lot of those guys that I spent a lot of time with when I was at the top of the sport, the guys that sit alongside me at the top of the sport, they're all a part of this organization. All of them. So I really want the best for them. But shit, after last Friday, I honestly don't know if it could get any worse because it was that bad. Guys, that was another episode of 3 Rounds. I appreciate your love and support always. Until next time, like, subscribe, and tell your friends about my YouTube channel. And never miss an episode of 3 Round every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific at my YouTube channel. Till next time, guys, peace.